Hi Pisces, welcome to Channel Rockaritaville. I'm El Rock, your hostess, and we are here to do a general timeless energy reading for the sun, moon, and rising sign of Pisces for the week ahead. So because this is a general reading, if the story that comes out today isn't yours, do check out your moon and rising signs on the channel, as there might be something there for you. And then, I also want to thank my new subscribers and my returning subscribers. Gracias, mi amigos. And for those of you just dropping in to check out the channel, thanks for being here. So, with that said, also, I do read directly to the sign. These aren't relationship readings, these are just general energy readings. So, we're looking at the most influential energy for the week ahead for Pisces. Pisces, most influential energy for the week ahead, please. Pisces, most influential energy for the week ahead, please. Pisces. All right. So we had Cow and Bull pop out, appreciate the process. And then the common tortoise, steady on. So in your overarching energy, something that you are being invited to just enjoy is in your realm of influence for the week ahead. And even if it's something that you're not enjoying, and I can kind of attest to this because, with the whole coronavirus thing, I think all of our jobs, for those of us who are fortunate enough to still be working, have shifted, right? It's a new world out there, and it's really this level of change has been uncomfortable. It's kind of, it requires a level of adjustment, and if you can just kind of lean back and begin to enjoy it and be grateful for the things that you do love about it, that's going to help bring forward that greater energy of abundance for you. By appreciating where you're at, regardless of whether you love where you're at or you don't love where you're at, there's always something to be grateful for. And the medicine of Cow and Bull is here to remind you that wherever you are, you're not staying here. And wherever you're headed, it's always going to be different. Change is the only constant in life, Pisces. And in your past energy, we have steady on, the common tortoise. So maybe there's been probably some impact to home, right? Because of just where we're at currently in human history. And you can see that the tortoise, his home is his shell, right? And he takes it with him everywhere he goes. And so with the foundations that you have at home, you're just slow and steady progress through that, right? It's I'm getting the pace of the tortoise right now, where it's a long road to get to where you're going, and yet you're still going to achieve it through keeping a steady pace. So, or that's what you've been doing. You've been consistent, right? Whatever it is you're manifesting, Pisces, you're steady on your feet. You're going. And it lives in your heart. It's a home, it's a heart space thing. If it's not your literal physical home, it might be something or someone that represents feelings of home for you, Pisces. So what else do we have for the week ahead energies for Pisces? All right. Yeah, fortitude. Basically the same message as the tortoise. This is Lady's Mantle. And you can see here that you've traveled a really long road, Pisces. And with that, it has taken a great deal of fortitude for you to travel that desert into that oasis that's nothing but the hint of palm trees in the far distance, right? And so whatever this journey is that you've been on, it's requiring additional fortitude from you, and it's requiring additional persistence and motivation, steadiness, for you to And again, I feel like this has been a real, like I have this sense of it's been a long process, Pisces. And again, by appreciating it, it makes the process that you're growing through and what it is that's unfolding in your life more valuable for you, right? If you have resistance and resentment around that, then it's going to feel like you're in the desert, and yet even when you're in the desert, there's still signs of abundance, right? The little lizard flitting by, or the cactus. There's always signs of life, and if you can just have the presence of mind, Pisces, to invite that in, you're going to enjoy this so much more. Yeah, renewing your life. This is the sea eagle, and the sea eagle brings in the medicine of having your eyes opened up. It talks about the sea eagle flies as high as it can to the sun, and the sun literally burns away its illusions until the sea eagle is on fire, and it has to dive deep into the ocean to cleanse itself, the emotional waters, and so whatever it is, you've had some illusions removed from you. You've had a cleansing. There was a fire of some sort, or there's a fire coming in that brings about a cleansing for you. And I do think that you are going to require additional fortitude for that. Usually, when there's a fire that brings about these emotional waters, it's a healing time, but we aren't really taught to be vulnerable. I don't think anywhere, particularly in the culture that I grew up in, but vulnerability isn't really welcome. So we stay out of these emotional waters because they're turbulent and they upset us, and we prefer to be happy, and we can't be happy all the time. That's an illusion. That's one of those things that are being burned from your sight, right? You can, pain is, so I'm going to do a Buddha quote here, right? Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional, Pisces. So, with that said, whatever these illusions are, you're learning to suffer. It's okay. Those fires do happen, those long processes of getting out of an old cycle and ending that and making space for a new one doesn't happen in a single flight or a single journey. All of that, the frustration accumulates over time, as does the gratitude. And so you're really just being asked to enjoy your process right now. You've got a resurrection. So again, this is just a repeat card. This is the California poppy, and it's just, mimicking what Sea Eagle has to say. You're renewing your life. You're bringing something forward here, and you're using your wisdom to do it. The owl comes in with the presence of mind to let you know that you're in a cycle with that moon there, that crescent moon. And so, you have the influence of the sun, which is the heat and the fire that's burning away your illusions, the things that don't work for you that you're potentially continually repeating, right? If you're doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result, there's an illusion that's asking you to look at it. And by taking that flight to the sun and then down into your emotional depths to clear that out, you have this full resurrection. You have this new life coming in. It is only a cycle. So let's get some clarification for the week ahead for Pisces, please. Pisces is ending a cycle and beginning a new life that's required. The cycle had a ton of fortitude. It just required so much from you. And I also am getting the age of the common tortoise here. Tortoises live to be very, very old. So whatever this is that you're leaving behind, it might be a family relationship, or changing a family dynamic, or, that could be a husband, a wife, that could be you as a child with your parents, or some other dynamic. And it's an old one, right? It has history, and it's taken fortitude to travel this path for yourself, and new beginnings are coming out for you. So whatever this is, Pisces, you've invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. And if it's something that's perhaps ending rather than evolving and becoming new. And it could be whatever the situation is that we're talking about, whether it's a family relationship, a work relationship, an interpersonal romantic relationship, whatever it is, there's, and it's going to be different for each of you. Some of it, it could be a resurrection of a relationship in which there's a ton of history, or it could be the ending of the relationship. I tend to think it's the renewal because of the fortitude and the process that you've gone through. I don't think you traveled this journey just to like give up on it. I think that you're looking for the good in it so that you understand that there was a greater purpose to it. Interesting, Pisces. What else do you have going on? Clarify. Oh, there we go. All right. So the Five of Discs here. This is a card of isolation, a card of worry. Again, this is not seeing where you are right now, but rather being concerned about the things you can't control. You're not looking at the beauty of where you're at. You're thinking about potentially money, but what is surrounding where you're at. Interesting. Let's see what this other card is that fell out. Yeah, the ten of wands. It's the burdens. It's again, it's that fire messaging that and it may be a fire sign, right? We've got Sagittarius here. But I'm not really doing this about the signs because this is directly for you, Pisces, but it could be with a Sagittarius, right? Or an influencer. And this bird speaks of resurrection, right? It talks about being in a cage and sort of being resolved to where you're at. And you don't have to stay in the cage, Pisces. You can set yourself free. You can evolve. And yeah, on the bottom of the deck, there's been conflict here with the Five of Swords. So we've got two fives here, which fives are indicators of change. The Five of Discs and the Five of Swords. And then the burdens that you've had, the resolve. This is speaking to, again, these are repeat cards, really. They're just validating the same message over and over. The resolution that it has taken for you to evolve through this process. And you're in that time. The 10 is the end of the cycle, right? So, and we have with this resurrection, the implied nature of an ace coming in here. So, here's the deck. What else do we have for Pisces in the week ahead? Ending cycles, resurrection, letting go of illusions, looking at the way you change, or not the way you change, but changing the way you see things or view things with the sea eagle. What else do we have for Pisces in the week ahead, please? Pisces, week ahead. There's 1, 2. All right, that should be enough. Okay. So, cards that came out sideways, the Three of Cups. This is that you could go either direction, right? This could be for more than one of you, obviously. When you're in the upright position, it's a sense of abundance. It's a sense of celebration and gratitude and joy and being with friends and those you love. And in the reverse position, it's gluttony. It's over celebrating. It's over, it's spreading yourself too thin. It is a inhibitor, right? Gluttony can become the burden that you're carrying, right? Maybe gluttony is overspending. Maybe gluttony is binge watching Netflix instead of working on your business. It could be any number of those things. So that came out in the sideways position. And then we have the Emperor, so an authority figure. There's structure being created here. And there's also secrets being kept with the light. There's a lack of illumination. So you don't know everything that there is to know, Pisces. And with that, you want to be mindful. Whatever it is, the emperor figure is the person that's concealing the information. It's it's perhaps there's a new structure or a new rule put into place at work, right? And maybe it's a simple fact of you don't know what you don't know, and neither do they. But there's some piece of information here with the light in reverse, where this this authority figure, potentially a boss or a parent or something like that, isn't giving all the information or doesn't have all the information to give. So, and I tend to think that this is more on the side, on the shadowy side where things are being hidden. It's Aries again, fire energy. There's a lot of fire energy in this reading, Pisces. So, let's see what else came out here. The other sideways cards, which means that you're flipping in and out of this energy potentially, are strength, which is the passion card. So in the strength position, that's where you're embodying the common tortoise, your steadiness, your strength, your fortitude with Lady's Mantle. Let me put the deck down here because I need to. Ruh-roh. Hang on a sec. Please hold, Pisces. Okay, so with this, again, really clear repeating message here. Your sideways cards are the Nine of Wands, which is that card that keeps you in endurance, right? One more push, Pisces. You've got this. You've got the strength for this. You can do it. And when you're flipping in and out of emotional states, remember your core energies, your influencing energies are steadiness. It's keeping your foundation, it's slowing your roll, it's keeping a pace that you can keep up with, not everybody else. And there's a lot of fire energy here, Pisces, and I don't necessarily think that's your energy. I think you're the energy of being more grounded, right? There's a lot of grounded energy here, not so much of the watery stuff, right? It's not, I mean, you have the Three of Cups, you have the emotional well-being here, but it's sideways. And I think that your Three of Cups is dependent on whether or not you're flipping in and out of the upright or reversed position of the Nine of Wands and the Strength card or the Passion card, because your passion is driving you, right, Pisces? So if you're passionately angry, you're going into that weaker, sort of shadowy state in yourself. When you are in the reverse position of the Nine of Wands, when the Nine of Wands is upright, you're motivated, you're diligent, you're following your dreams and goals. When it's in the reverse position, you're unmotivated, you don't have the energy or the wherewithal to follow through on what it is that you desire. So you're really harnessing that energy of fortitude in the week ahead to keep your Strength card and your Nine of Wands in the upright positions. So it's really digging out of because remember, with the Strength card or passion, the lion symbolizes your base desires, right? Sex, food, drugs, money, whatever it is that brings that immediate sort of charge of maybe serotonin or whatever it is that you kind of feel like you need for a pick-me-up. And then when you overindulge in that, it becomes gluttonous, right? It becomes too much. Like instead of having, 3 cookies and a cup of tea, maybe it ended up being a dozen cookies and a cup of tea or a Coke instead. You see what I'm saying? Like only you know what's too much for you, Pisces, and understanding what that line is for you is what's going to bring you the balance and help you turn these reversed cards in the upright position and help you to continue to have the fortitude as you close out this cycle. And this cycle might very well be something regarding your personal self-esteem. This may be an internal process for you. This concealment or this authority figure may be that part of yourself that you haven't allowed to come out, your higher self, right? That part of you that wants to express itself to its fullest level of whatever it is, and it continues to be concealed by perhaps behaviors in which you're shifting in and out of an upright and reversed position of this Three of Cups, which is, excess and abundance, right? Abundance is prosperity, all needs met. Excess is gluttony and really kind of taking it one step potentially over the top. So, again, this could also be an internal journey for you in the week ahead. Let's take a look at all the decks that we're using today, the Herbiary, the Bestiary, and then we're closing out with the self-care cards. So let's just take a quick look at the self-care guidance that Pisces has for the week ahead. What guidance do you have for self-care for Pisces for the week ahead? So the sea eagle, the renew your life, whatever that is, whatever those illusions are, the truth is coming out, Pisces, right? So this concealment, that this light in reverse, it's coming out. Even if it's not confirmation or validation, intuition is present. It's you're being guided. Your truth is being revealed. And you might have to ask. I mean, we've talked about the conceal card or the light in reverse, which is a concealment. To turn it upright, it's a reveal. So if this is you, if you're the one that's potentially concealing something, Pisces, what is it that you need to reveal? Are you being honest about what it is you want from the situation? Do you have an expectation or an unmet need that somebody doesn't know that you have because you haven't communicated it? Is that something, Pisces? I think that might be for something for somebody out there, for sure. Maybe not all of you, but again, it's that look within. So, what is Pisces self-care guidance in the week ahead, please? Pisces self-care guidance in the week ahead, please. How can Pisces best care for themselves in the week ahead? Cards are really tight. We've got wisdom on the top of the deck. Oh, excuse me. There's some nudity there. Wisdom on the bottom of the deck, and that says, let go of the need to control. Trust in the wisdom of a divine plan. Yeah, this is about staying the course right now, Pisces, whatever that means for you. I get stay the course. All right. Self-care for Pisces for the week ahead, please. Wow. All right, we're going to... Gratitude. Yeah, we talked about that. Appreciate the process. If you're worrying about things that you can't control, Pisces, ask yourself, what do I have control over? And then go and focus in that area, because you're really appreciating the process is really what's going to keep you mindful and in a state of positive well-being, so that you can pursue these dreams that you're pursuing, this resurrection, this fresh start for yourself. Say thank you. Experience the joy of acknowledging others. So you're definitely being called into gratitude for part of your self-care in the week ahead. Grateful for everything that's beautiful in your life, Pisces. And also saying thank you to other people, the people that bring that goodness into your life, that bring you that additional wisdom and knowledge that you need at a timely point in your life when you need it. Action. Yep. The sea eagle. Take action. The journey to find your lost self begins with one step. And that's remembering who you are and who you want to be. It's a climb, right? Do you see this stairwell? And it's empty, and there's not much here, but you can see that the potential is there in the distance, right? You just have to take the journey. You're on it right now. It's the fortitude to continue to be on it, right? The fortitude to continue to take the path, Pisces. All right, and then your last two cards. Independence and clearing. Oh, that's beautiful. Decide for yourself. Exercise your right to choose. That is your free will. And when we talked about, what it is that you have control over, Pisces, the one thing that each and every one of us, and it might be the only thing that we have control over, is our choices, what we think, what we do, how we act, how we respond. Those are choices. And, you are being asked to make the choice for yourself independently. You don't need to outsource or get permission from anybody else to change your life, Pisces. You are the single source of what it is that you need here. And you are being called into your independence here. Exercise your right to choose. Finally, clearing. And you can see that, right? You can see the pages flying away. There's a lot of stuff here, right? There's a lot of things blocking. There's a lot of clogged energy here. And again, do you see this winding long river here that has all these turns in it? You're on that journey. I don't know where you're at in that journey. It's going to be different for each of you, but you're being asked to clear your energy and clear your space. Clutter clearing, perhaps. Yep, clear the clutter. When in doubt, throw it out. If it doesn't work for you, it's taking up space and it's preventing those things that you want to bring in your life from being there, right? If there's no room, it can't create that space for it to come in for you. So definitely in the week ahead, part of your self-care is going to be clearing, clutter clearing, not just your space, but also your consciousness, and knowing that you're still on a journey, and it still requires your fortitude, your action, and your major invitation for the week ahead is to enjoy the process with gratitude. All right, that's it for the week. Peace be with you, Pisces. I love you. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one.